Greasy by Keith Marsden. People go on thinking, man, that I am just a drinking man. They see me flit from pub to pub and think I'm just a sot. And though they call me raincoat trade or one of the plastic Mac brigade, a flasher or a feeler I am not. No, Peeping Tom has never been my name, and raiding washing lines is not my game. I'm that rare old thing, a clean old man. My harmless pleasure when I can is chatting up a barmaids. I'm happy when they smile. And some men go for vintage wine, some like collecting stamps. Some men tinker with their cars and some grow potted plants. But I'm not into things like these, I've never had the knack. I'm just a barmaid connoisseur and they call me Greasy Mac. There's a saucy little packet served at the hand and racket. Her necklines get them breathing hard, I pant a bit myself. And every hand and racket man has started drinking black and tan, for Mary keeps the Guinness on the bottom shelf. But fellas round all keep a wary eye, for 7 foot Stan, her husband, lurks nearby, and Stan a nasty party with a black belt in karate and a temper twice as short as he is high. And some men go for vintage wine, some like collecting stamps. Some men tinker with their cars and some grow potted plants. But I'm not into things like these, I've never had the knack. I'm just a barmaid connoisseur and they call me Greasy Mac. My favourite is Alice down at our local gin palace. With a ginger wig and broken nose, she looks a right old bag. But one thing you'd never know unless she let her falsies show, Alice was a boxer until she discovered drag. She had a little friend called Gascoigne Clegg. Buy him a drink and he'll sit up and beg. On the side they run a boutique, selling trendy menswear, very chic, where if you want a tie, they take your inside leg. And some men go for vintage wine, some like collecting stamps. Some men tinker with their cars and some grow potted plants. But I'm not into things like these, I've never had the knack. I'm just a barmaid connoisseur and they call me Greasy Mac. Then there's Doris at the Traveller's Rest, who's getting on and past her best. Lord, but she was beautiful when she was in her prime. A figure then to turn your head, and eyes that hinted come to bed. She could have married anyone she fancied any time. But her GI boyfriend up and flew away, promising to send for her someday. Still full of hope, she pulls the beer. Looks fading with each passing year, warming cold tomorrow for the fires of yesterday. And some men go for vintage wine, some like collecting stamps. Some men tinker with their cars, and some grow potted plants. But I'm not into things like these, I've never had the knack. I'm just a barmaid connoisseur, and they call me Greasy Mac.